Yo, what's up? My name is Blessing and this is OK Beastmode. It's a new year, which means new things are happening. OK Wired is now OK Beastmode, which means going harder with the content, going harder with the videos, going harder with the YouTube channel as a whole. And so this is one of the steps I'm taking in order to push the limit. I know it's a name change, I know that's all it is, but I feel like it's a good start for the things to come. This video I want to talk about a game that came out last year. It's a game that I really appreciated. It's a game that actually really moved me, but I feel like got overlooked by a lot of people. And so I wanted to give it a shout out and kind of make a video about my case for it. And so here we go.
OK Beastmode Episode 7, My Case for The Last Guardian.
My favorite game of 2016 is a game that emphasizes cooperation, teamwork, and relationship building. It is a game with fleshed out characters and intense moments. I'm talking about The Last Guardian. Let me explain. The Last Guardian released with mixed reception. Many loved the game, yet many couldn't get past how the game played. The game admittedly has flaws. However, despite its issues, I fell in love with it. It's not a game for everyone, but I truly believe that if it is a game for you, it can end up being a moving experience. Here's my case for The Last Guardian. I went into The Last Guardian with tempered expectations. Of course, a tortured development cycle would mean trouble. I expected the game to be some kind of Frankenstein's monster. The fact that this game had been in development for presumably 10 years spelled disaster. It was apparent that the game must have been internally cancelled and restarted and scrapped maybe multiple times. I kept this all in consideration when I booted up the game for the first time. However, despite my reservations, I began to play The Last Guardian, and my caution turned into fascination. I was hit with the revelation that not only was the game good, the game's excellent. On Saturday, December 10th, I spent most of my day playing countless hours of The Last Guardian. I almost completed the whole game in a single day. Now that is not something I do. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided took me 3 months. Inside is a 3-hour game that took me 3 days. I still haven't finished The Witness, and I started that in January. The Last Guardian pulled me in for a day and just wouldn't let me go. It is wildly engaging. The game works in the places where it matters most and is detailed in the places it matters most. The way that the boy moves accents actions like running, climbing, pushing, hanging, and more. His animations emphasize the struggle that he is going through. When he's pushing a door, he's pushing for dear life. When he's carrying a barrel, he's carrying that barrel like it's about to slip out of his hands. He has style. I don't mean style as in he's a cool person. I mean style in the sense that I can't take my eyes off him due to the level of detail that was put into making this boy fascinating. This goes double for Trico. Trico, who is your giant bird dog like pet, is the highlight of The Last Guardian. He looks incredible. His animations are awe-inspiring. He feels like a real animal. And let me say that again. He behaves like a real animal. He doesn't always listen. He's frustrating sometimes, but when everything works out the way it's supposed to, the feeling is gratifying. I fell in love with Trico a few hours into the game and I didn't look back. The fact that there's a button to pet Trico did wonders for our relationship. When he hurt, I hurt. When I was in trouble, he'd be there to help and vice versa. That relationship felt real, and the fact that I couldn't stop staring at him the whole game due to just how fascinating and incredible Trico looked and behaved also contributed to my feelings for Trico. He's bigger than life. Parts of the game you have to interact with him. You have to pull spears out of him when he's injured, you have to pet him when he's agitated, you command him when you need help. The game has mechanics dedicated to creating a non-vocal relationship with Trico, and that's unlike anything I've ever seen. I got you, bro. Ooh, he caught it. Just give it some time. Any moment now. I promise you something's gonna happen. Yo, bro. Okay, watch this, guys. Watch this. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't know your boy. You didn't know your boy Trico was a monster. Okay, well, you didn't know he was a monster, but for all the things that it does wrong, it does so much right. In terms of tone, in terms of Trico, your large dinosaur bird dog buddy, in terms of scale and kind of just being grandiose in general. Like, I think it does so much with that stuff, and it's cool, and it's environmental. Like, it makes you look around and be like, okay, what is this world? It's kind of deliberate in its animations, like the animations of the characters, the enemies, and the bird. Like, the animations are probably the best part of the game. Like, the way your character runs, the way your character climbs, the way Trico runs, the way the enemies kind of come at you. They add sort of a feel to the whole game. The fact that there is so much personality and so much there to the characters and the enemies in Trico, I think uplifts the world in a way. Even though the world is like empty, it kind of I don't know, that dichotomy of those two things existing, the emptiness of the world and the fullness of the characters, I think bring a life to that game that is unlike any other game I played. And so the story of The Last Guardian is also amazing. The cutscenes are used sparingly and effectively. The game explains so much while keeping the mystery of the world intact. There are just so many things that are done right here, and they're the things that matter. The Last Guardian does have issues, but almost none of these issues truly bothered me specifically. I admit that this game is not for everyone, and I can understand the justification for both a 7 out of 10 score along with a 9 out of 10. I just tend to lean more towards a 9. It's a piece of work, and it somehow managed to reach my original expectations. The Last Guardian is poetry. It shouldn't exist. Games like this end up being Inside or The Witness. By that, I mean they end up being excellent, smaller budget experiences. That is in no way being used pejoratively, because Inside and The Witness are better than anything else that have come out last year. The Last Guardian is just a big budget one of those, and it is a wonder that The Last Guardian even exists. I love The Last Guardian. I had an amazing experience with The Last Guardian, and that is why The Last Guardian is my personal game of the year. Thank you so much for checking out OK Beastmode. If you enjoyed it, you should totally subscribe, like, and comment to let me know what you think. My name is Blessing. You can also find me on Twitter at Blessing Jr. You can find the OK Beast podcast on iTunes, and you can find more content right here on OK Beast.